Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's debate. My name is Hattie and I'm chairman, and George Brutty is the timekeeper. Our adjudicators are Miss Burrows, Mr Brunker and Miss Huey. The topic for tonight's debate is that paleo diet is the way to go. The affirmative team seated to my right is St Peter's Girls, and the negative team seated to my left is from Adelaide High School. The speaking time in this debate is 4 minutes. A single warning bell will sound at 1 minute before the speaking time. A double bell will sound at the speaking time. A continuous bell may be rung 30 seconds after the speaking time, in which case the speaker must sit down immediately. Please ensure that your mobile phones and other electronic devices are switched off. I declare this debate open and call upon the first affirmative speaker, Jess Jones-Smith.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The topic for tonight's debate is that the paleo diet is the way to go. As the affirmative team, we agree with this statement. We define paleo as a diet including variations of the diet such as primal for adults who are over 18 years old. It is based on the types of foods presumed to have been eaten by early humans, consisting chiefly of meat, fish, vegetables and fruit, and excluding dairy or cereal products and processed food. For the paleo diet to be considered the way to go, it must be most beneficial for not only the majority of Australians, but also economically than a conventional diet. As first speaker, I will prove this by talking about the health aspects of this debate, how paleo diet will help to combat major issues with diet in today's society, and how the paleo diet is beneficial for the wider population. Our second speaker, Ellen, will be talking about the economic side of this debate. And our third speaker will be summing up our case and rebutting the opposition's arguments. Now to my first point, that the paleo diet combats the major issues with diet and causes of obesity in today's society, hence providing why the paleo diet is the way to go. In modern Australian society, almost 2/3 of all adults are either overweight or obese, as found by the Australian Bureau of Statistics. Eating processed foods and large portion sizes are some of the strongest factors contributing to modern-day obesity and obesity-related illnesses, according to the University of Melbourne. The paleo diet eliminates processed foods which are usually loaded with added sugar. Not only does it eliminate the majority of processed foods, but it supplements these with vegetables, healthy fats, nuts and fruits, all of which are full of vitamins. In addition to this, according to a study by the School of Health Sciences in the Eastern Michigan University, has proven that the paleo diet is the diet that has the highest rate of satiation per calorie, meaning that those on the paleo diet eat smaller portions than those on a conventional diet, combating portion distortion. In a society where obesity is a growing problem, the paleo diet directly combats the scientifically proven causes of obesity more than a conventional diet, and hence undeniably shows why the paleo diet is the way to go. Secondly, the paleo diet is beneficial for more than those who are actively trying to lose weight. There is clear evidence from university studies, which I'll talk about later, to suggest that the paleo diet has short-term and long-term health benefits for not only specific target groups, but also the wider population. The paleo diet promotes not only a healthy lifestyle and a more sustainable long-term diet by solving the underlying problems, as I stated earlier, rather than fads that provide a quick solution, but then fail to be viable in the long run. Studies conducted by the Department of Medicine, University of California, have found that the Paleolithical diets and the elimination of cereals and dairy lead to long-term improved lipid profiles, stabilized energy levels, and increased glucose sensitivity in healthy individuals, for which the aim of the diet was not weight loss. Even in individuals of a healthy weight, cholesterol is a major factor in both heart attacks and strokes, and is an issue in today's society, with over 1/3 of Australian adults having high LDL cholesterol levels, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics. In addition to this, recent clinical studies from the US provide strong evidence that the paleo diet reduces these levels to near normal in comparison to a conventional diet. And these sustained benefits proves that the way to go is paleo. In conclusion, the paleo diet positively impacts the wide majority of the population through its sustainability and ability to combat the underlying causes of obesity in today's society. It is therefore clear that the paleo diet is the way to go. Thank you.
I call upon the first negative speaker, Evan Menes.
Good afternoon, Madam Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, the topic for our debate is that the paleo diet is the way to go. We agree with the definition given by the affirmative team. However, we, the negative team, believe that this statement is false. The first speaker has tried to tell you that the paleo diet is good for weight loss. This, however, is not the case, as the paleo diet is actually not good for sustainable weight loss, something which dieting is used for the most. Decreasing your carbohydrates can, over time, increase your LDL, or bad cholesterol, which causes heart disease. In the first week of paleo dieting, people lose their weight very quickly because it's just water weight that has been decreasing. But after that, it becomes harder and harder to sustain all the weight that has been lost because diet stops people from having certain nutrients which are vital for weight loss. Today's first speaker, I'll be talking to you about how there are better diet choices than the paleo diet, that anything eaten in moderation can be used as weight loss, and its issue with ignoring entire food groups. Our second speaker will be talking about if the paleo diet is the way to go, why did we evolve? He will also be talking about how expensive the diet is and that the diet is hard to stick to. Our third speaker will rebut and sum up our team case. I'll be discussing that the paleo diet is a poor diet choice, that anything eaten in moderation can be used as weight loss, and the issue it poses by avoiding whole food groups. My first point is that the paleo diet is a poor diet choice. The reason for this is the paleo diet could potentially actually worsen one's health. The vast majority of paleo diets are low-carb diets, which could negatively impact the dieter's health. In fact, in a study done by Dr. Richard Fleming, a nuclear cardiologist, found the subjects following a low-carb diet showed 40 to 50% increased artery clogging by the end of the year. This means significantly higher health risks to those who follow low-carb diets, such as the paleo diet. Another study done by Professor Simpson, an academic director at Sydney University, also supported this, as dietary experiments done on mice showed that mice on a low-carb diet similar to the paleo diet were statistically shown to have a shorter lifespan. These studies show that the paleo diet can in fact be negative towards your body's health rather than beneficial. Now to my second point, which is that junk food eaten in moderation can be used as weight loss rather than going on a full-blown, potentially hazardous diet. This is because there are actually quite a few benefits to so-called junk food when they are eaten in moderation. In a 1998 study published in the British Medical Journal, it was shown that moderate amounts of sweets was actually correlated to a longer lifespan. As well as this, there is little need to completely eliminate entire food groups from the diet, as one can still lose weight while eating junk food. Mark Korb, a nutrition professor from Kansas State University, went on what is dubbed as a Twinkies diet. Throughout this diet, he completely eliminated meat, had a daily protein shake and vitamin supplements, and ate donuts, chips, and several other junk foods. He lost plenty of weight, however he had to strictly reduce and maintain his calorie intake. This successful diet shows that, despite nearly eating nothing but junk food and eliminating meat completely, which the paleo diet does not do, he still lost several kilos of weight. This shows that any diet, not just the paleo diet, is viable as long as the dieter is willing to put in the time and effort and does not have to be restrained to just paleolithic foods, as shown by the professor completely eliminating meat and still losing weight. My last point is that the paleo diet has issues when avoiding entire food groups. Elevate Performance and Health states that due to lack of dairy products, one would have to find a reliable and high source of calcium, lest the dieter fall prey to weakened bone and blood vessel due to lack of calcium. As mentioned previously, due to the fact that the paleo diet is low carb, the dieter may be felt feeling fatigued or tired, as carbohydrates are one of the body's most potent sources of energy. So, Madam Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, my team strongly believes that the paleo diet should be extinct.
Call upon the second affirmative speaker, Ellen Zach.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As our team's first speaker has already stated, I will be talking to you all about the positive economical impacts of the paleo diet. I will elaborate on how people following a paleo diet can have a large beneficial impact on Australia's horticulture industry. Furthermore, I will talk to you all about how the paleo diet will have a positive influence on the consumption of organic foods and help the organic foods industry to grow. However, before I continue with my case, I would like to point out some obvious flaws in the opposition's case. The first negative speaker has tried to tell you that the elimination of certain food groups such as dairy and grains can lead to a nutritional deficiency. However, we would like to point out that the lack of nutrients can occur in any diet, especially when processed, unwhole foods are chosen. In addition to this, studies by the La Trobe University have found that foods such as fruits, nuts, coconuts and soy can adequately and effectively replace the foods eliminated with no harmful effects and instead benefit the consumer. The opposition has also stated that junk food, when eaten in moderation, can be good for weight loss. This is absolutely false. There are so many healthier options instead of junk food, so why not choose a healthier option? For example, a paleo diet. Now to my points. My first point tonight is how people choosing the paleo diet can have a large positive impact on Australia's local farmers, especially with Australia's horticulture industry. Australia's growing horticulture industry comprises fruit, vegetables, nuts, etc., all of which are foods of a paleo diet. Hence, the paleo diet is linked and has a very high demand on this particular industry. According to the Australian Government of Agriculture and Water Resources, the horticulture industry operates in a highly competitive domestic and international market and also contributes significantly to the prosperity of people living in rural and regional Australia. Evidence from the Australian Food Statistics from 2012 to 2014 states approximately 56,700 people were employed in Australia to grow fruit, flowers, vegetables and nuts for the domestic and export markets. Additionally, evidence from Horticulture Australia states, quote, "Horticulture is the second largest and the fastest growing industry in agriculture, with 30,000 businesses nationally and a farm gate value of $9 billion. And additionally, horticulture employs around 1/3 of those employed in agriculture." Australia's horticulture industry is a sustainable producer of safe and healthy paleo food, primarily due to the high standards across all stages of the supply chain, from farm to consumer. With more people following a paleo diet, it will help Australia's already growing horticulture industry thrive, increase employment rates, and boost the agriculture industry in Australia, and also have a huge beneficial impact on Australia's economy. My second point tonight is how a paleo diet can be beneficial for the providers of organic foods and encourage more people to eat healthier and more organic foods. The latest Australian Organic Market Report reveals the nation's organic industry is worth $1.72 billion. The organic foods industry is growing by over 15% each year and having a very positive impact on Australia's economy. As a paleo diet excludes any kind of processed food, it encourages people to consume only organic foods. With statistics proving that Australia's organic foods industry is growing rapidly every year, more and more people following the paleo diet will further allow this industry to grow at an even faster rate and promote as well as encourage the consumption of healthy organic foods around Australia. So, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, with all the positive benefits to the economy, the paleo diet is undeniably the way to go. Thank you.
Call upon a second negative speaker, Mitchell Miller.
Good afternoon, Madam Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. The topic for our debate is that the paleo diet is the way to go. We, the negative team, know that this statement is false. I'll begin by pointing out flaws in the opposition's argument. The second affirmative speaker has told you that the paleo diet will increase the value of an already huge industry. If the value of this industry is already so big, is it really worth risking people's health on a diet that can possibly give you worse diseases just for a boost in an already huge industry, $9 billion? The first affirmative speaker has also tried to tell you that people become healthier on the paleo diet. This may be the case for the short term, but in the long term, it affects your health a lot. Those who continue on the paleo diet may have shorter lifespans. New research at the Washington University showed that people not on the paleo diet lived longer than those who were on this diet. These results were also shown in a study done by the Sydney University on rats, as Evan has mentioned. Is this really the diet you want to go on to be healthier? Our first speaker has already told you that the paleo diet is a very poor diet choice, compared to many other common diets today. He also explained that anything eaten in moderation can be used as a diet, so what makes the paleo diet so special? Evan's final point was about the poor health choices within the paleo diet, such as the legume food group that it is completely avoiding. Today, I will be talking to you about 3 points. My first point is that if the ancient Paleolithic diet really was so good, then why did we evolve past it? Well, this is one of the exact reasons that the paleo diet is not nearly all it's cracked up to be. In fact, a 2015 study by the University of Sydney showed that dietary carbohydrates are just as vital to the development of the human brain as meat are, and the paleo diet is a type of low-carb diet. With only a low-carb diet, ancient humans would not have been able to evolve. So once they switched to a diet involving carbohydrates and starch, they began to evolve. The original diet they were on, according to the modern-day paleo diet, would not at all have helped them evolve, and nor will it help us. An entire aspect of the paleo diet hinges on the point that a low-carb, meat-dense diet has made us human, made us evolve, which, once again, has been scientifically proven to be wrong. My second point is that foods that we believe were eaten in this ancient diet are completely different to what was actually eaten in Paleolithic times. We have no way of knowing for sure what ancient man ate, and what we currently believe is very far from the truth. Paleolithic man would have hunted down animals for hours, to the point of exhaustion. And once done, they would have scavenged every single piece of meat from the animal. The flesh, skin, heart, and everything else. Paleo dieters today do none of this, and I doubt they would be willing to eat the heart of an animal. As well as this, a recent study by the Siena University has found oat dust on an ancient pestle, suggesting that ancient man did in fact grind oats into flour, and likely make oat-based meals, which is not commonly eaten by paleo dieters. In fact, because of this discovery, it is quite possible that oats were eaten quite frequently by ancient man, as it was a matter of surviving on what you could find. Now, to my final point, that the paleo diet is, just like any other diet, hard to stick to. I point out to you the Atkins diet, the blood type diet, and my personal favourite, the vinegar and water diet, each of which were popular in their time, but still led to missing out on essential nutrients, vitamins, and minerals. For example, the paleo diet is lacking in calcium and iron, as well as these other diets missing what should be obvious. As we and experts alike know, you do not have to follow a strict diet plan to live a long, healthy, fulfilling life. Simply by considering healthy eating guidelines, such as the Australian Guide to Healthy Eating, provided by the Department of Health and Ageing, with moderate proportions of all types of food, following guidelines is easier than a diet, and most of the time yields the same results. So, Madam Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, we believe that the current paleo diet is most certainly not the way to go. However, I do have a lot of admiration for our ancestors moving out of the paleo diet, particularly for the first person who saw a cow and thought, I think I'll try the stuff that comes out of the udders.
Call upon the third affirmative, Abby Lyle.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before I summarise our team's important points, I'd like to point out some flaws in the opposition's argument and prove to you why the paleo diet is the way to go. When the opposition says that the paleo diets take out whole food groups and how this can risk your health, we disagree with this because of the fact that the paleo diet has good nutritional balance by cutting out bad foods. An article written by Dr. Ben Bowser, a Sydney GP who is a paleo enthusiast and has done a lot of thorough research, has said that whole grains are quite poor sources of fibre compared to fruit and vegetables. Grains, beans and potatoes are low in many vitamins, minerals and antioxidants. Plus, they have a high glycemic index and are full of lectins, which play a major role in many unexplained diseases. Cutting out on dairy is also okay. The original cavemen or hunter-gatherers were less likely to get osteoporosis, which is the degeneration of joint cartilage and the underlying bone, most common from middle age onwards, and it causes pain and stiffness. In fact, the hunter-gatherers' bones are thicker than ours. Yes, you get less calcium on the paleo diet, but this comes with many benefits. Lisa Wren, a practicing dietitian from Melbourne, also has said that the paleo diet does have pluses. It's good to cut down on processed foods such as white bread, chips, packaged cold cuts, and sugary cereals, all stuff people don't need. So having a paleo diet can actually improve your health. When the opposition says that you can still eat junk food in moderation and be in a healthy state, we believe that today's society is quite unhealthy, and the paleo diet encourages a healthy lifestyle. The paleo diet is good because it sets a clear structure and guidelines for the person taking part. When the opposition says that the paleo diet is harmful to someone, we disagree because all diets, if incorrectly done, can be harmful or have detrimental effects. If the paleo diet is followed as intended with the assistance of a dietitian, the paleo diet is good because it has a large amount of health benefits, like our first speaker has already discussed in great detail. We also agree with the opposition when they say that the paleo diet is not good because there are much better diet choices. We strongly believe that just like most diets, it is not going to work for everyone because everyone has a different preference or opinion on what foods they would like to eat. However, the paleo diet does work for some people and is proven to have great benefits. This has been the case for many positive anecdotal stories from individuals. The opposition has also said a paleo diet is an unbalanced diet. We disagree because a food in the paleo diet, example milk, can be substituted for other foods. Additional foods such as fruits and nuts are extremely good for one's body and supply a majority of nutrients and vitamins a body needs. When the opposition also says that the flesh, skin and heart would be eaten as the cavemen, there are also real meats. There are also red meats, and red meats give a large amount of iron. We disagree with the opposition when they say that the paleo diet is a short-term diet but doesn't work in the long run. Studies conducted by the Department of Medicine, University of California, have found that the Paleolithic diets and the eliminations of cereals and dairy lead to long-term improved lipid profiles, stabilized energy levels, and increased glucose sensitivity in healthy individuals for which the aim of the diet was not weight loss. I will now summarise my team's case. Our first speaker, Jess, talked to you all about the health side of this debate. She elaborated on how the paleo diet will help to combat major issues with the diet in today's society and how the diet is beneficial for the wider population. Our second speaker, Ellen, talked to you all about the economical side of the debate. She talked about how the paleo diet will boost both the horticulture industry and help the organic food industry thrive. So, ladies and gentlemen, because of these points, we think that the paleo diet is undoubtedly the way to go. Thank you.
I call upon the third negative speaker, Jagreet Malehi.
Good afternoon, Madam Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. The topic for our debate is that the paleo diet is the way to go. We, the negative team, believe that the statement is without question and undoubtedly false. The first speaker has tried to tell you that the paleo diet is a nutrient-rich diet. However, this is not true, as it may boost on nutrients like vitamin B12 and omega-3, but it cuts down on carbohydrates, which can be harmful for your health. The second affirmative speaker has tried to tell you that there is a nutrient deficiency in all of the diets. But according to a panel of health experts in the Council of California, the most nutrient deficiency occurs in the paleo diet. The second speaker has told you that many people have great results by going on a full paleo diet. But have all those people on the paleo diet really gone full paleo? Nutritionist Jennifer Andrews says that 80% of the people on the diet do not go on the full diet, but rather take a page out of its book and call themselves proud paleo dieters. This therefore doesn't become the paleo diet, as intended, but rather a personal one. The third affirmative speaker has tried to tell you that the paleo diet maintains a balance. The paleo diet does prevent many diseases from happening, but it creates a risk of having many more. Heart disease, bowel cancer, and many more health problems which can happen are increased when a person goes on the paleo diet, according to the World Health Organization. The third affirmative speaker has said it encourages a healthy lifestyle. Well, there are other better diet choices which also encourage a healthier lifestyle. Therefore, the paleo diet is not the ideal choice and not the way to go. Our first speaker talked to you about how the paleo diet is a poor diet choice. In many different studies and reviews of the paleo diet, including one from the US News and World Report's best diet rankings, it was placed last or near the far bottom, indicating that there are much better diets to go on. Our first speaker also talked to you about how eating anything in moderation can be eaten for weight loss, and that eating the occasional sweet or treat will not harm you. A strict paleo diet stops you from eating any processed foods, but if it is eaten occasionally, it really won't hurt you that much. His last point was that the diet avoids whole food groups, which can be unhealthy. Things like calcium and carbohydrates are things that the paleo diet is low on, and these are the things that are vital for our body to grow healthier and our brain to function properly and to evolve. Our second speaker talked about how if the diet was the way to go, then why did humans evolve to eat other things? This is a very strong point as to why going for the paleo diet is the wrong way. Clearly there was something wrong with the diet that made our ancestors want to change. His second point was that the foods back then in the Paleolithic times were different from the foods of now. Corn was just a grass back then, and tomatoes were like tiny berries, and the meat was also different back then. The circumstances were different, and then to have a diet based on them would just not be very accurate. His last point was that the paleo diet is hard to stick to. This is a very strong point, as the paleo diet is very restrictive and very hard to keep. Because of all the restrictions, many people find it hard to abide by the diet's rules and end up breaking away from the diet and going toward more easier and better diets. So, Madam Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, we, the negative team, firmly and absolutely believe that the paleo diet is not the way to go. Thank you.